Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Harm's Way Podcast. I'm your host, Craig. Across from me, as always, my brother, Eric. And joining us tonight, another special guest, my beautiful wife, Rachel, joining us on her birthday. What's going on, guys?
The special guest.
The one and only.
She's our only guest.
Yeah.
I'm not a guest. For now.
Oh, fuck you. What did I call you? I said co-host, didn't I?
Yeah, I think so.
You
but
did.
I think you also said another special guest.
Yeah.
Because we have special guests on the show.
Yeah, but...
Yeah, I guess you could say that.
But it sounded like your brother was a special guest and I
You know
was
what,
the other
guys?
special guest.
I'm just kidding.
I'm
That's fine.
I'm not feeling very high energy tonight.
I can tell.
That's fine. I
You know
did
why?
no preparation for this show, so...
Because time has come to go back to the factory of sadness.
Oh, I thought you were going to put a gender reassignment surgery on us or something.
Jesus wept.
I started hormone therapy. What? Erica?
Nope. Vacation's over. It's time.
It was 4 days.
I
Yours
saw-
was longer.
I still have one more day.
Yeah, she doesn't have school tomorrow. I don't understand how. I feel like it just started and it's over. It is what it is. I have a week left. No, I have
4 days.
4. What did I fucking say? No, I have a week and 4 days left. And then I get 10 days off, so. Oh well. It's just gonna suck because a lot of people were off and I gotta cover accounts and it's just.
That's what I'm banking on. I'm banking on December being like this checkerboard.
Of who's not here. and
Yeah,
who's
3
here.
days in, I can
Yeah.
just give up on looking for people and be like, fuck it, it'll get done. I don't care.
But that's the thing. You're not do you have to oversee projects when people are out?
If they ask me to. If people,
you just,
give me, instructions or what, I'm all for, if the other engineers say, hey, can you tackle these 3 things? I'm on it. Fuck, that'll be my priority. I'll gladly abandon anything I'm doing to work on their shit to help them out.
But you don't, yeah.
But usually people don't do that. Although I did that. I did that this week. Because we had a vendor that was coming in to do something, and he kept kind of I don't know what the hell was going on, but he kept pushing things back and dodging me and shit like that. And then finally he's like, all right, we'll do it this week. I was like, perfect. I'm not going to be there. So here's the contact info for
Sounds
my
like he
manager
needs kneecapped.
and the maintenance lead. I said, we had a plan. That was the thing. We had a plan already, and it was just they're going to come in and do it. Just fucking do it. I was like, they can more than handle that. And for 1 week, that place doesn't exist to me. So, but yeah, if somebody actually lays out what they want done and gives me a direction or a heads up, it's okay, yeah, I'm on it. If somebody said, hey, can you take care of this, and they're real vague and shit,
Fuck him.
it's all right, I'll try.
I mean,
but don't get mad at me when the shit doesn't turn out right.
So for you got, 4 days of class this week? And then when are you off again? Oh, not till the end of December, right?
Yeah.
Or when do kids go? She's on the school system's
You're
schedule.
asking the guy that doesn't have kids.
I'm not
So-
asking you. I was saying something out loud.
I go back Tuesday and then... So 3 weeks. And then I'm on break again.
Okay. That's cool.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Well, mine's weird. So I have those 16 days off, and then I think I come back for 2 days, and then we have another...
16 days off?
Oh, what'd I say? 10 days. I had 10 days. Yeah, I have half a fucking month off. No. I have 10 days, and I come back, and then I think I have 2 or 3 days of work. Then it's the Christmas break thing that they're very lenient on.
Yeah.
Because you get
Yeah, that's the thing. A lot of the management
Wednesday,
out.
Thursday,
They're
Friday.
out the second half of December.
Yeah, and that's the worst part, because
I don't think so.
they save. I think it is. Well, again, it's the difference in what our jobs are.
It is.
Because our management, we lean on for direction with that buffer between the plants, but it seems like they save up all their vacation just to say, fuck you, at the end of the year. And you're just there treading water trying to explain to customers why we can't make a fucking hub for somebody. It's dumb. Other than that, Eric...
I wouldn't bat an eye if they put me in charge of the plant, as long as none of the managers are there.
Well, that's the point. The least
I would-
amount
I would-
of management
I
you
would
got to
revel in
deal
that
with.
shit. I'd be like, yeah, let's do this. Yeah,
All right.
it just, yeah.
So what'd you say you had question for Rachel? And I?
So I've been watching a lot of Jordan Peterson videos. Do you know who that is?
No, I always pretend
You
to
know who
know
that is?
when you talk about him.
He's this Canadian guy who was he taught psychology for a long time. He's an older guy.
Maybe you brought it up. Yeah, I vaguely
because he says a lot of really
insightful.
yeah. People hate on him, and I don't understand why.
Because he's Canadian.
But he's also like
Yeah.
in recent times he's come out.
Probably.
He's come out and been like a pretty big advocate of free speech and stuff like that. And he's been an advocate for men who are having a tough time because of how things are nowadays. And like you've heard the word incel, right? You know what that means?
Use it in a sentence.
It stands for involuntary celibate. You're basically a loser, can't get a girlfriend, that kind of thing.
Well, that's a little fucking rough.
Yeah, but that's a term that's thrown around on the internet a lot to describe, guys who are losers or whatever. But it's not necessarily that you're a loser. Some people struggle with that kind of stuff, being like really introverted, shit like that. Anyway, Jordan over the years has kind of been like an advocate from like the psychology point of view of like why people are acting the way they are, why dating today is such a fucking minefield, all that shit. Well, anyway, he says a lot of really insightful shit, and like he puts a lot of stuff out there that are just thoughts that you could just chew on for a while. But he was talking about like marriage and stuff the other day, and I started thinking, I was like, you know how like manners are kind of the bedrock for how to deal with people and showing respect and stuff like that. And I started thinking, like, I wonder if like a lot of relationships and marriages fall apart because we normalize a lack of etiquette between like a husband and wife.
A lack of etiquette?
Yeah, we normalize a lack of etiquette between a husband and a wife. And I wondered, like, does that have a compelling impact on a relationship? And since I'm not married,
Great.
I thought it'd be a great question to kick out to you guys.
Fucking A, that's a bit of a mouthful, eh?
It is.
Um,
I see what you did there.
Thank you, I was waiting for that.
You know what I mean?
I'm
by
going to
that,
take it
though?
a couple different ways because I don't...
You're gonna take it as a sign of disrespect.
No, I'm gonna throw some things out there. Feel free to pile on or give your take, because I don't really know where to take this question. If you're talking, the first thing I can think of is a lack of respect to a spouse, meaning our modern
But I'm talking like
social things affecting how you treat your spouse. Is that the grasp?
no, I'm talking about etiquette,
Like,
like the little things, manners and such and whatnot.
That's what I mean. I'm not. If I go up and grab your boobs, I'm not. In my mind, I'm not. Stay with me because this is serious. If I go up and grab your boobs, it's not a sign of disrespect.
no, because you do it all the time.
Whoa.
Yeah.
This is not a witch hunt.
It doesn't determine whether it's disrespectful or not.
No. Because some people will look at that and be like, that is extremely disrespectful to your spouse. Some people will. You know they will.
Okay, I see what we're saying.
Oh, yeah.
Time does factor in because you're normalizing it, and like
I'm looking at social aspects.
my mind
though.
immediately went to another work example.
No, not work. This is strictly within a marriage, right, or a grown-up
But
relationship.
for me, like
So to me, it's a level of being comfortable with people, but it's slated way differently for men. I can go up and honk your boobs, and it'd be okay, but you're not gonna like grab my balls in public.
Oh,
you can,
God,
you can.
no. I know, you would
100%.
100% love that, but
But
no.
it's not going to happen that often. Yeah, they're in your mouth, Eric. And so it's and I'm not saying women won't, because there are women out there that'll do that. And
Yeah.
she's done stuff. I don't want to say she's like cut my balls in fucking
Wow.
public or anything, but we've done like playful shit like that.
I think we
to
did
a
that
degree.
today at Walmart. I
Shut up.
like grabbed your ass.
You did, or you tried to. Because I'm starting to have like a Hank Hill ass where it just goes straight from kidneys to fucking
dude, when I lost all that weight,
Yeah.
I lost my ass, literally. Mm-hmm. And then when I gained it back,
It didn't
Like when
come
you-
back.
it didn't go back.
It went around it.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Collected around my midsection.
It's like I'm sitting on my spine most of the time. But So I don't think it's a lack. I don't. Like I said, people from the outside looking in are going to be like, man, he's really disrespectful to his wife. But I think it's a level of being comfortable with the person you're with.
No, I agree.
Now I'm not gonna. On the same note, I'm not gonna fucking bash her face in, or like, if she overcooks my fucking rice and, you know, start like physically abusing her. To me, that's where the respect is.
We're talking too extreme. I'm talking
because what's the middle?
I'm talking about little things like cleaning up after yourself, things like that. How you talk to each other. Like,
again, it's a comfortability thing. I can walk in and ask her how she's doing, or how her day was, or I can just as easily walk in and be like, "Sup, bitch? How was your day?" And it doesn't mean that I'm angry with her. And I don't do that.
It's also the tone of voice, I think, too, when you do it. That obviously I know you're not disrespecting me.
Well, if I walked in with a stone cold face and was like, "What's up, bitch? How was your day?"
Then I'd be pissed off at you.
You would? I mean, I would still take that as funny because it's something I wouldn't say in that context.
No.
What?
So even if you said that, you still think it would be funny?
I think me saying that would be funny because I've never talked to her like that. So that's out of character.
Right,
Yeah,
and I would think that is disrespectful if you say it in a tone like that.
Yeah, and there's a difference. We're going to have different opinions for this.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
You think that's good?
Having different opinions? Yeah. 100%. I think that's healthy.
That's not really...
You think every married couple perceives every situation 100% on the same page? No.
No, I don't think he's saying that.
I'm not saying that. I'm saying, like, when she really does take it as disrespect and you take it as being funny.
Which happens a lot.
Yeah.
Well, not the disrespect part, but like some things I'll say and do just piss her off.
Yeah.
Vice versa.
Right. Neither one of us are perfect, and
I'm trying to draw a connection between how things are nowadays with relationships being shitty, divorce being high and whatnot, and I'm wondering how much of a connection it has to just like basic etiquette.
The small things count.
Shit.
Yes. Respect. There's never going to be a situation where I don't respect her either. That's the big thing. And I would hope it's the same on her part or on her end. The little things matter. Yes. You have to, with a marriage, you have to try. Even when you don't feel like trying or don't feel like doing anything, you have to try. I have to try and not be a scumbag every day. Christ on a stick. And she has to try and not stab me in my sleep.
Which I never have wanted to stab you in your sleep.
Bullshit. There's different levels. But yes, everything adding up from the little stuff, not getting on each other's nerves, not picking fights, not perceiving every situation like it's the absolute bitter end. Yeah, it goes a long way. Again, I'm trying to draw that conclusion with you, but I'm not like 100% on the same page as this question. I feel like I'm just talking around it. Do you have anything to add? Marriage is hard.
It is.
It's the hardest fucking thing you'll ever do. I think that's why so many people fail at it. They think that it's easy. Or they think that
because they get bored.
They think they have the answers, I think, because if you have somebody who grew up with divorced parents and they're like, oh, when it's my time, I'm going to do it differently. And then they realize that there's only so much you can do differently than how you're raised, your mannerisms, your principles, everything that you have. You're clashing with this other person a lot. We don't see eye to eye on quite a few things. But we don't really go into spats or fights, big or little, and looking for it to be the end either.
We agree to disagree.
Yeah, for the most part. Even when you're wrong. I'm just kidding.
When you're wrong.
Okay. That's fair. So I feel bad because I feel like we didn't do shit for your question.
Not really.
I know. It's because I told you I would have I take it a couple different things. The respect thing is big, but because I respect her opinion on things, even if it's different than mine. The one thing I don't respect is a lack of effort in the relationship.
Yeah.
I don't like, and we do have those days where neither one of us really feels like dealing with the other if something happens, which I get, that's fine. But when you have like weeks and months of that, I think that's when you have a bigger underlying issue.
Yeah, there's an issue when it's that long.
I'm gonna stop talking now because I feel like I've butchered his
But
question.
I don't know how to answer that question.
I don't either.
Because I would answer it like you did, because we never really have issues like that.
It's like, what do you mean?
What?
Issues like what?
Like what he's talking about.
I'm sorry, Eric.
Like disrespectful, like...
Do you know what etiquette means?
Yes. Like
okay.
Proper, acting proper, etiquette.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like,
So,
we've never...
Do you think you should still exhibit etiquette towards your spouse?
Holding the door open for her when she
Yes.
goes in, like chivalry, stuff like that.
Maybe not necessarily chivalry, just like doing the right thing. And
Yeah.
You 100%.
He does it all the time.
It's like when you talk about respect or disrespect, I'm thinking that's bigger. I'm talking about littler things,
like getting
like mannerisms and how you deal with each other and whatnot. Because I think, like I said earlier, manners being like the bedrock of respect and how you deal with people you don't know, whoever. But from spouse to spouse, how important is that as well?
To answer your question, I think it's very important. I think it's how you...
And I think a lot of people go wrong because they normalize just a complete lack of etiquette.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I feel like how you treat your spouse says the most about you, though. And if you are... But again, things that we do and say to each other could be perceived negatively by anyone. Just because of how comfortable we are.
It is, but like I also feel like the people who know us...
Yeah, they're not going to bat an eyelash.
Right. I don't know. Why'd you have to give us such a hard question?
Because you're married.
That's the point. Because you're married.
I don't know.
Alright, what do you got?
I just wrote my steak was shit earlier. That's
Mine
really
was
all I
not.
had. No, my steak was had a perfect cook on it. Right, I got rare, marble rare, perfect cook. But I feel that is going to be the last steak I have at Texas Roadhouse.
Are you gonna go back to your roadkill?
Yeah, I'll go back to the chop steak, which is basically just burger, but there's not like. Okay, if I get a 12-ounce New York strip, how good of a cut is that? It's like a 6, right? It's a good cut of meat, right? 7 if it's prepared perfectly and seasoned. It's Texas Roadhouse, so like their steaks are usually pretty okay, right? Of my 12 ounces, probably 5 of the ounces was unedible. You get steak inedible?
It's inedible.
Yeah.
Inedible. Wow, fuck you people. There's just kidding, David. Love you. Love you too. Do you get steak often when you go out?
You're kidding?
I haven't had steak in a long time.
This guy gets chicken critters when we go.
He used to when he was younger.
He still does.
Bro, that's like
Well, there's a...
the chicken critters.
I mean, just I haven't had, honestly, I haven't had a steak probably in 8 months.
I'm telling you, if
But I like steak a lot. But then again, it doesn't take much to make me happy when it comes to food. Because there's been times when like we've gone to like Longhorn or something. I'd be like, yeah, give it to me well done. Just because like that's what I'm feeling.
What? Like your steak well done?
Ooh.
Yeah.
I'm glad I've never been with you when you did that.
I'll eat it both ways. I don't
That's
care.
fucking foul.
I told it.
Dude, listen,
That's
I don't
fucking-
eat steak every day, so I'm like, steak.
Well
That's
done.
what I told him. We were eating and I was
But there was one time we went to Longhorn and I was like, you know what? I get it well done. Why not? That's what I was feeling. Sometimes when you get it rare or medium rare. Well, not so much medium rare, but if you get it rare, like sometimes it's cold in the middle.
Do you dip it in ketchup
No,
too,
I like
you
that.
fucking swine?
No, A1's pretty good. Blue cheese, man.
Uh,
I
I
like
fucking put blue cheese on anything.
I
like
can't
blue
do blue
cheese.
cheese.
But sometimes I'll get
blue
sometimes
cheese
I'm
just churches up. It adds like a savory taste to most.
Sometimes I'm
things.
just not feeling medium rare, so I'm like, yeah, give it to me well done. And like the first time, I remember we were in Daytona, I was just like, yeah, I'm feeling it. Asked for it well done. It came back, that fucking shit was rare. I'm like, okay, that just, the chef was just not ready. He's back there
He
making
made it rare for you.
Yeah, he was back there making them rare, medium rare, and all that shit, and he just wasn't ready for it. So I don't know. I didn't give a shit. Yeah.
I feel like if you ordered it, those are two
You
opposite ends of the spectrum.
literally got disgusted when I told you that before I met
I
you.
sent it
yeah.
back.
Before I was with you, that I
I sent that one back when it came out rare.
Yeah,
I was
I would
like,
imagine.
all right. He fucked up. Send it back.
She goes, tell him what you said.
I said, you know, before you, I would only eat my steak well done or medium well. And he goes, what? I said, yeah. He was like, you're kidding. I said, no.
That is absolutely bonkers to me. If I want to chew forever and have it dry,
I'm serious.
I mean, if
though.
somebody
I used
gave me a
to.
free steak and it was well done, I'd be like, fuck yeah, man.
No.
I'm eating that with my hands.
no, I'd put it in between a bun and probably eat it.
I don't really
And
have
then-
it.
Smother it in cheese.
Started dating you, and I started getting it medium rare.
There is something oddly satisfying about eating like medium rare or a rare steak.
Rare is this was
Primal. There's
This
definitely
was
a
something
good
primal there.
a marble
Fuck,
rare.
man. Good,
Mine
good
was
seasoned
good.
or like a good marinated steak. like
This
Dad used to
they weren't
make.
even marinated though. They
I
were,
don't care what
Dude,
it
I
is.
remember when your dad
Put it
used to
in my
make us
mouth.
steaks.
this was the worst cut I think I've ever had. This was the most difficult steak I think I've ever had to eat. It was a 3/4 inch cut.
It was literally everybody took. He slammed his stuff down, and I'm like, okay,
Because it
here
had
we go.
gristle, fat, or it had arteries all through it. And 5 ounces of it was inedible. It was disgusting.
Dude, I
Every
remember
fucking
cutting through an
bite.
artery one time, and I was like, this is foul.
I'm just excited to be getting a steak. It's like sushi.
No, it is not like sushi.
I'm just excited to be
No.
getting
A good-
a steak.
I'm
man.
still-
I don't give a
okay.
fuck if it's a T-bone or. I mean, obviously the price factors in because you get a T-bone for like $25. You get a sirloin for like 13.
32
Like
is
a
what
little
a
6
T-bone.
ounce sirloin or whatever.
Yeah, but T-bones are 32 now. But 25, I remember that. Even the prime rib was $26.99. I should have
You
just
should've just
fucking
did
got
it.
the
I
prime.
always want to go do like one of those giant like 72-ounce challenges or whatever because like I don't give a fuck if it's good or not. That much steak, oh my god!
It had to be rare from.
Just to be in the presence of that much steak is like, oh.
You would eat that big of a steak rare?
I would, yeah, 100%.
Ew.
I wouldn't eat it any other way. Medium rare is like, I can do medium rare. I prefer medium rare is like how I ate it since I was a kid, and then I kind of graduated. I tried it.
That's not graduating.
Yeah, you ever get like steak on a burrito or something? I mean, it's
That's medium or no, that's well done.
usually
Yeah.
well done.
Yeah, that's different. That's like a fucking like a cheap ass sirloin cut. Like that's or a skirt steak or something. Skirt steak done right is very
Skirt
good.
steak is very good.
But that's all that is. It's like a flank maybe. But you're talking like a ribeye or a fucking T-bone, New York
I
strip.
think that's my goal. Cause I want to.
I've never had the
be able to eat
Wagyu.
sushi every weekend. Yeah.
Goals.
Yeah.
But yeah, so other than that, it
Buy
was
so much sushi from them that they just deliver it to me.
it was a pretty underwhelming experience.
want beef
She had a good
too.
one, which that's really all that fucking matters because it was her birthday dinner. Charlie took 4 bites of his burger.
Can we
He
talk
took
about
2
you?
bites of his burger and like 4 fries.
Can we talk about you looking like Raven from fucking Teen Titans?
Yeah, you can talk all you want. I believe she had blue hair, but yeah,
Actually,
I don't
Raven
think
had
it looks
black hair.
bad.
I think she had blue.
She had like purple.
Okay, it's a good analogy. A good try. Yeah.
I remember there being a lot of purple.
Yeah, so it was blonde by accident. And then it was the person who did it was like, I can fix it. I know. I did all this research. Yeah. And she's like, the color wheel, blah, blah, blah. I talked to a bunch of professionals. She's like, I can fix this. I was like, oh, yeah, that's fine. I really didn't care. I don't really care about my appearance anymore.
What was she aiming for?
Like a
Like
smoke gray,
gray.
which if you look, some of it
Is
is gray.
in the front it is. That's
Like a
what it was
salt and
supposed
pepper.
to be, and like
a respectable gray.
even like through here you can see some.
But not white. Like I
But-
get sick because my beard turns white. It doesn't turn gray.
But she also had to take in consideration some like the spots were orange, so the blue was gonna like really show. But I think she might have added a little bit too much purple.
Too much purple, a little bit. I don't really care though.
I think it looks fine.
She goes, I washed it out,
She's like, if you don't like it, I have jet black. We can do it real quick.
which I just didn't want to shower again because I showered and I like had washed it like 3 times and it was still like raining purple, and I was like, no. I was like, I'm clean, I'm good. I was like, let's give it a couple
fingernails are
weeks.
still purple.
Yeah, my nail beds are purple and my palms are purple. And I said, let's just give it a couple weeks and then just do it black. And she's like, okay. And in that case, when she does that, she can cover up my beard too. And I'll try and look like Fat Rip from Yellowstone. And then we'll just go like that.
Yeah, people thought I like experiment with my hair and all that shit.
Haven't met your brother.
Yeah.
Mine's just color. I've only colored my hair a couple times.
I like what you had going on there for a while, where you had
He needs
the
to cut
sides
this.
shaved, and you had the nice patch up top with the top knot on it. Like that looked good,
Yeah, but
looked crisp.
I want to
Clean.
be able to put everything up and up in a top knot, not just that top part. What are you telling me I need to cut?
Your shit curls too much.
I don't want to cut this. I'm growing this out. That's the point. Or are you talking about cutting this? Yeah, I need to bring this down to the length of this and just basically start over because most of this,
Is dead anyway
It's dead.
from the bleach.
yeah,
Because the bleach just kills
yeah, I think it was dead before that. It was dead way before that. Dead and gone like a T.I. song.
It's because you need to use better shampoo.
What's better than Suave for men? It's a 5-in-1.
Irish Spring all the way.
It doesn't
I see.
matter.
She made fun of me when
For-
I used like
for
Aussie
long
and I
hair
spent
like
$20
that.
on conditioner.
No.
And
Aussie's not good either.
how is Aussie? Aussie's great.
No, it's not.
I'm not buying the shit you buy. That
Why?
stuff's boo boo. Cut.
No, it's not.
They already use.
My hair is the healthiest it's ever been since I've used that.
Go give them a shout out. Maybe they'll fucking sponsor us.
I want to be sponsored by Irish Spring.
Right?
That's all you need.
I want to be sponsored by Barks Root Beer. Because they've never had a fucking
course you
commercial.
do.
Barks Root Beer.
Yeah.
He loves Sparks.
Where's that? Is that you get that from Menards?
It's what? That's the best root beer. Like,
I never heard of it.
you've never heard. Yeah, you
Barks?
have.
Barks?
You just don't know the
B-A-R-Q.
name. It's in the gray
Oh.
can
It's a
with
silver.
the barrel.
It's a
Yeah,
silver can.
okay.
That's the number one selling root beer, and they don't advertise. They have no advertising or marketing
It's a.
department. They literally just
It's
their
a
shit
Coke
speaks for
product.
themselves. Yeah,
Is that the shit
yeah.
that Grandma and Grandpa always had in the?
No, that was Werner's.
No. Verner's is ginger ale.
They always had A&W or Mug.
That's what I'm thinking of as A&W.
A&W's good too.
Mug's the brown can with the dog.
Yes.
Mugs.
And that's a Pepsi.
I was thinking A&W.
That one's a Pepsi product.
Barks.
A&W's pretty good. I like that too. But
A&W's good,
Barks
but
is
Barks
the
is where
best.
it's at.
Yeah.
It's the best.
Well, you got Verner's versus Canada Dry. Which one do you prefer?
I'll drink Canada Dry if it's the only thing left. Burners, no. How?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I always
breathe
like
that shit
Canada
in.
Dry, but then
It's
yeah,
like PCP, like you're fucking hacking all over the place and shit. I don't fucking get it.
I never liked
I don't do
Verner's.
ginger ale.
If you're gonna
anyway.
stack up the ginger ales, it's got to be Seagram's or Schweppes, hands down.
Seagram's is good, but I don't really do ginger ale.
Shut up. Did you hear earlier?
This spike is
Off-
her.
Off in the fucking darkness.
No,
Back
I
there,
didn't.
heard a.
I was wondering what you
I was
heard.
like,
That's our cat with dementia.
she's fucking blind.
She's not.
That's her
blind.
echolocation. That's how she gets around.
She's her sonar like she's a fucking bat.
No.
Are you choking her? Okay. All I saw was your hand down there. I was like, she's not meowing. Eric's putting the clamps on her windpipe. Shut up. You just hear.
She literally wouldn't let me lay down last night.
Yeah, this bitch was all up on you.
She was ready for her mama.
She waited till midnight, and then she was the first one to go, "Happy birthday, happy birthday, mommy."
Like, I couldn't
then-
even, like, get the covers on without her laying on my chest as I laid down.
And then it's 3 a.m. She decides that's enough love. That's when she wants out of our room.
She goes.
So she stands by the door and fucking meows.
Yes.
It's
So
funny
I
that,
get
it's
up-
funny that they don't use the cat door.
They don't.
They just stare at it like
They're
a couple
freaking
idiots.
lazy.
Swear
But
to
my
God.
sister's cat will use the door.
Yeah. So I let her out, and then I close the door, and then I realize I have to piss. So I just go to the bathroom.
I feel like we should talk about current events.
Like what?
I don't know.
Wasn't there a shooting in Walmart?
Oh,
Virginia?
yeah. Did you hear about that?
I
Dad-
didn't
Dad
research
of all
it.
people was asking me about that, and I don't know if it's because he used to work at Walmart or... I don't know. But he mentioned it to me the other day,
What?
and I was like, yeah, it was in Virginia. And,
I don't know. I heard
Guys,
7 people were killed and something else. That's
yeah,
it.
manager flipped the fuck out.
Shut up. It was a manager.
Oh, I remember my dad mentioned it to me because, like, the manager, like, walked into the break room and, like, he just, like, burst into the break room and started popping off like Alec Baldwin. Just
Dang.
And Dad said something.
That's not a good analogy.
Dad said something to me about. He goes, yeah, I remember the break room because he started telling me about when he was working at Walmart. This is 40 years ago,
Yeah.
45 years ago or some shit. He goes, yeah, I remember the break room we had. He goes, I couldn't imagine somebody just kicking in the door and starting shooting like you had nowhere to go. And
I think
Kinda
that's
had like
the
a-
point.
yeah,
Except forward.
yeah. So yeah,
So
the
most
guy
of the
just-
people he killed were employees.
yeah, he fucking flipped the fuck out or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe
I
it
mean,
was like the hopeless end of the road kind of thing, and he was like,
It
so he
said
worked there for like 10 years.
7. I think 7 counting the gunman. So I think he offed himself too.
Yeah, he's
Or
dead.
maybe the police got him. I don't know.
Yeah, he's dead.
I heard about it.
Doesn't really matter. He's dead.
Good. I mean, I don't. And nowhere is safe anymore. We
No,
go to
it's-
Walmart. I keep my head on the
That was
fucking
something.
swivel.
That was something else Dad said.
Like, it's not like.
Because he was talking about like when I took him. He mentioned this to me when I took him to physical therapy, and I think he was thinking that like, if somebody came in here right now
Oh, what a
Well,
sad fucking.
yeah.
Oh
When
my
you-
You're
God.
afraid to go anywhere anymore.
and yeah, sucks.
The school
But
thing
I think
scares me.
I'm
You need to be
terrified.
armed.
Yeah. The just like anytime any way that children are a target of anything makes me sick.
Yeah.
And that's
I think
just
it
makes
makes
you
me
scared.
more sick now that we have
what I mean. That's
Charles.
it's not that I didn't care about the kids before, but
Right.
you care more when you have a kid, and it's scarier. Yeah, every time he gets dropped off at school, I'm like, I couldn't imagine, especially after the Uvalde thing and
I'm not.
fucking
I'm
it,
not,
dude.
I'm not worried then, like right now, because that door is always locked.
Yeah, but
And they're
so
right.
was it
like,
at that
they
fucking
can-
elementary school?
No, it wasn't.
No, it wasn't.
Oh, the door was unlocked.
Yeah.
No, that was one of
It
the
was
things
like
that like
propped open.
I think it was.
Oh God. Yeah, but still unlocked.
I could be wrong, but Donut.
Donut did. I didn't
He
watch that
did
whole
a
video
lot of,
yet.
He did a lot of videos about it where he got really in depth and shit.
He was getting pissed too.
Well, and he explained the concept of a soft versus hard target.
yeah.
You know, there's steps you can take to make it a hard target that they didn't take.
Well, yeah.
And I think a lot of it goes back to you always think it can't happen here. You
Yeah.
always think it can't happen
And
to
it
you.
does.
And you kind of have to take the responsibility upon yourself. That's why, like, when Dad said that to me when we were at the physical therapy office, I was like, fuck, I should have my gun on me.
Yeah.
And what did you think about the whole... This is a good question. What did you think about when Ohio passed a law said you didn't need a permit anymore? You didn't need to go through the permit process to carry.
So 2 things. Made me a little angry because back in the day, I went through that process to carry. I took the recommended range time hours, took the class, sat in front of the instructor, took the test, excuse me, and I spent an entire fucking Saturday, Sunday doing that shit. So it made me a little angry on that regard. In that regard, it made me. I was okay with the fact that we can do it now because now I don't have to pay that money to government. Because like I didn't renew it. Because I figured in the near future something. I would just carry my shit, mag unloaded, locked up. So I was still legal in transporting it without an active CCW. Which is fine. And then if I took it into somewhere, I either open carried or I just didn't take it with me. I think it's good because now I don't have to pay that $66 or $65 or whatever to the government every 3 to 4 years. I can just carry. On the other end, it makes me very, very fucking nervous because now it's making everybody who shouldn't carry a gun or shouldn't even own a gun, makes them think that they can and should carry a firearm. So I think it has the potential to cause more harm than good. Mm-hmm. Especially, dude, there's so many people. I worked at the gun counter at Dick's. I had people coming up buying guns from me all the time or trying to buy guns from me all the time. They didn't have any business getting out of bed in the morning and putting shoes on, let alone purchasing and using firearms. Yeah. Now, that is not me shitting on anybody who wants to learn firearms and learn how to use them. There are people that I'm sure both of you know or have seen or have been in contact with that no matter how much training or learning they do, they should not have anything to do with firearms.
Right.
This law makes those people legally allowed to purchase and carry a loaded firearm concealed.
Yeah.
It's scary. It is. And it's making felons that aren't legally allowed to purchase firearms think that they can now carry firearms. Another fucking food for thought is,
well, the thing is,
where's the line?
I think, and the product.
End rant.
Well, no, I think a lot of people, you ask them this question, they're going to start thinking about the type of people. They're going to start thinking about, it's not the law-abiding citizens we're worried about. It's not the people who do go to the range and do practice and do take it seriously that we have to worry about. It's the people who, show up to the course and they ask stupid fucking questions about, like, oh, can I just whip it out and threaten them with it and shit like that.
Yes.
A friend of mine told me about that. I was like, he luckily said that guy didn't show up the second day, so.
I think because he was shot.
I think the instructor should have told him, get the fuck out.
Yeah.
Well, because people think that's okay, too.
Yeah.
And the one thing my instructor, I remember him telling it, is he said, don't ever pull it unless you're going to pull that fucking trigger.
Yeah.
He's like, if homeboy's in front of you with no weapon, don't pull yours just because you have a weapon.
Yeah, what if he threatens to kill you?
That's what I mean. You still can't fucking do anything. Unless he runs at you.
I don't know about that nowadays.
If you pull that gun, you better be ready to fucking
somebody
use it.
Somebody comes up and says, I'm going to fucking kill you.
You create space and then do what you got to do. You have the right to flee. You have to exercise that before you fire.
No.
Yeah.
Not in Ohio. That's not what Stand Your Ground eliminated that.
Yeah, but you can't purposely put yourself in situations. That's the whole Kyle Rittenhouse thing, is you can't put yourself into situations.
We're not going to talk about him because that's going to open up a whole another can of shit.
It's a great example. That's the only reason I'm
Ohio now is if you're legally allowed to be there, you do not have a duty to flee.
No, so but you cannot put yourself in those situations. You and I can't go walk down fucking Shore with a piece and act like we're going to fucking walk in court after we shoot somebody. You know what I mean? You can't. You can't. No, I don't care who you are or what law, how many boxes you check. If you and I go walk down the wrong fucking street and put ourselves in that position, and then we end up doing something to kill somebody, we're not looking good in court, Eric. I don't care about stand your ground. You can't you can't project that and say, "Oh, I was standing my ground." Everyone's going to ask you what you were doing there. There's only one thing there's two things that we were doing there. We were either going there to kill somebody or we were buying drugs. You can't actively use that as an excuse. That's what I'm saying.
But you're talking.
No, I'm using. All I'm doing is putting that in an example for you.
I'm thinking about
what
the
you're
fucking
saying.
gas station.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. Then I'm wrong.
What if you're
yes.
at the fucking gas station? Somebody fucking charges you and says, "I'm gonna fucking kill you."
Yeah, you pull your gun and shoot them if you have to. Yes. But to me, that's just as unlikely as anything else. Because I'm going to have my head on a swivel and I'm going to get my gas or whatever and get the fuck out of there as soon as possible. I'm not going to situations wanting to shoot somebody.
No, I'm not. That's not what I'm.
But there are people that are doing that, Eric. That happens every day. And this law, all that did was bring those people out into the light of day with a fucking piece and make them more dangerous. Sorry, we're kind of
not disagreeing that I think overall the law might have been a bad move.
Oh,
For me personally, it's great because I don't have to go through all that bullshit now. But I'm also going to the range, and I'm also taking the time to make sure there's a reason why. Like I don't carry certain guns that I have because I haven't even fucking shot them yet.
That's a responsible thing to do. Yes. So you're saying
Once again, it always comes down to people who are responsible, people who aren't. Mm-hmm. My take was, when I heard they were going to do this, I was a little bit bummed because I like to have that line of demarcation between me and the people who shouldn't be carrying a gun. Because now, like, you think about when a cop pulls somebody over or whatnot, it finds...
That's another thing, yeah.
Person's not supposed to have a gun, they find a gun. It's like, okay, if I get pulled over, you go through the process to inform the officer and all that stuff and whatnot. I don't get in trouble for that. But I looked at it as that line of demarcation because the cops have the ability to, if they pull somebody over and they find out they're wanted or something like that, they get nailed for having a gun. You know what I mean? It was one more tool for them to go after the people that shouldn't have them.
Yeah, yeah.
And for me, there was no net loss. Cop pulls you over, you politely inform them, yeah, I have, the process.
And they know how to deal. They have a different process that they do.
Yeah.
Finishing that traffic stop or whatever.
I was bummed that we lost that line. And I was bummed that, like I said, personally it was great for me because I didn't have to go through any of that shit.
You're saying the cops have no way to differentiate between you and somebody who may or may not have legally have the firearm.
Because you don't have to tell them now.
No. Yes.
You don't have to tell them.
I still would.
So.
I still would.
Yeah.
I have nothing to hide.
Right. But there's also going to be those people that would not say anything.
Yeah.
Like.
Well, that's what I mean. And if that's legal, that's fine, and they're not doing anything, that's fine too. But if I'm with you and Charles most of the time when we're out, if I got stopped and my gun's on me, I'm going to tell them where it's at, and I'm going to, because I have nothing to hide.
Yeah.
It'd be different if I had something to hide. I wouldn't tell them.
Does that make sense, though, that there was a line?
Yeah, it does now.
Between,
it hit me at the end.
There was a line beforehand, when you had this process, there was a line between me, a law-abiding citizen, somebody who wasn't.
Yes.
And if they fucked around, they would get nailed. Right. The cops would nail them over it.
So are you saying that you think it was a good thing for them to pass or not, or are we still unsure?
I'm like 60-40. I think it was a bad thing.
In favor of it being a bad thing.
Because we've seen, you just talk about how fucking stupid people are. Okay, let's not look at stupidity, let's look at responsibility.
Right.
If you had to gauge the population's level of responsibility, I'd say it's,
You want me to play
it's like that time we were in. It's like that time we were in Rural King, and there was those 3 kids walking around. They looked like they were just fucking around, not doing anything. Like when we were 16, we'd go fucking hang out at Walmart or whatever.
Yeah.
Just dicking off, wasting time.
That's
it looked like that's what they were doing. And the one kid veers off and goes, "I'm gonna buy a gun." and he bought like it was a Taurus something or other.
It was yeah.
It was the fucking cheapest handgun they had in that place. That
it was like $200.
Cheapest 9mm they had in that place. And I thought, I could be wrong. Probably not. But I was like, that fucking kid, he's gonna leave that gun in his fucking car, and shit's gonna get broken into, and that fucking gun's gonna end up on the street.
A large percentage of
it blows me away how many people just leave guns in their cars.
Firearm purchases are cheap fucking guns.
Not just pistols. How many times in the last year have I seen a fucking headline where somebody left a goddamn AR in their truck? Just in the cab.
Yeah.
Just in the fucking cab.
That's a fucking...
But it's a problem. It's a problem because that's how the shit ends up on the fucking street.
It's one of the reasons.
That's how it ends up in the hands of somebody who doesn't give a truly violent person that doesn't give a fuck about anything.
Do you want me to play devil's advocate here?
Go ahead.
I'm 60-40 also. But the other way. Because my reasoning is criminals that target places that have been targeted they've had that X factor. They have a leg up. They have the advantage, right? Because they have the element of surprise. The only way to combat that is to put that element of surprise, that X factor, in the hands of law-abiding citizens. And I use that term loosely because I'm more optimistic on this law. I think, although I did say it was scary, and I do, the 40% is still, it's almost 50-50, I'll give you that. I'm on the positive side.
Wait, your 60 is, you're for it?
Yes.
Okay, my 60 was I'm against it.
I know, that's why I said we're opposite.
Oh,
but I'm very close to 50-50, honestly. Because I'm optimistic that is going to deter some form of these shootings at some point. Because I do think the average person has no shooting training. I think the average person has no tactical training whatsoever. No way of using a situation to their advantage in a shootout to positively affect said situation and take out a gunman. But I think on the off chance that they can get a couple shots off, I think they'll do something, you know what I mean? Guy's in there getting ready to shoot up a mall, some random Joe pulls his gun and he takes a couple cracks at him. I think guy getting ready to shoot the place up is more nervous now because he thought a soft target was what he was in, and now he turns out it's a fucking hard target. He's not going to turn around to observe average Joe, shaking in his boots with his Hellcat. He's going to see, and he's going to try and react. He's going to try and get out of that situation or something, and I think it's going to deter. Now that is a weird situation that might not happen that often. We saw it happen in Indiana or Illinois where the guy killed the gunman. Guy came out.
In the mall?
Yeah, in the mall. He did end up killing 2 people. But the kid, and I say kid because I think he was 22 or 23, pulled out his Hellcat and he put 2 in the chest of the gunman. The guy died in the fucking doorway of the bathroom he came out of. Just put him lights out right fucking down. Now, did that gunman expect anybody in that mall to be carrying? Probably not. Did he think that was a soft target? 100%. And look what happened. But nobody, if you remember, that got talked about for 3 days. 3 days. And then it was dead silence in the media. Nobody knew that kid's name, nothing. I don't like that shit because that same situation happened out west too, in one of the states, Nevada or something. But again, you don't hear about that. You hear about the bad ones.
Well, a lot of that's political.
Yeah, media.
There's political connotations that determine whether how long it stays in the news cycle and all that shit.
Well, I'm not going to plug things into what agendas are being filled with that. I agree with you, but my take is it has the potential to cause more good than harm, but it also just as easily can cause more harm than good, I think. But it gives random situations like random gatherings, malls, Walmarts. You go to Walmart in Massillon, I guarantee you, at any point in the day, at least 5 people in there have a gun on them. Guarantee you. Does that make me feel good? It makes me feel better than before, but it doesn't make me feel great. But in this day and age, I'll take better, more than unsafe. Because again, I'm not counting on average Joe to be there and just to try something. The greatest example of that is, I think it was a Walmart in Tennessee or Virginia, long time ago. 2 husband and wife went on a shooting spree. It was 02, 03 maybe. Went in there and they actually ended up killing 4 people. And the guy was at, how the customer service registers are at the front? Well, they walked in yelling, warning people, taking a shot at this, just telling the people to leave. And everybody kind of panicked. And the husband walked in first with the rifle, and the wife was 20 yards or whatever behind him with a cart. And this average Joe pulled his firearm, running around after the husband because he wasn't able to assess the situation, so he did not know there was a second shooter. And he ran after the guy, and he ran through an aisle, and he cut the lady off, not thinking twice, thinking she was just a shopper, and he went to scope up on the husband, and she shot him in the back of the head. If he would have deterred that situation right then and there, it'd be a different story. But they went on to kill several people in the store. It's sad because that guy he tried something.
Yeah.
He at least tried, And it's fucking horrible. Nobody should be at that point. But he did. Everybody else was standing still, stone cold, or they were moving towards the exit, and this guy went after him. Mad respect. But 1 second more, if he could have stood back and assessed the situation a little bit better, you would have saw that the wife was behind him with a gun.
Well, that's everything. They say, like, if you have a way out, take it. You're not supposed to go actively look, because there was another shopping mall kind of scenario, I think that happened a few years ago, where the guy actively, like, went through the store looking for the shooter.
Yes.
And he got killed.
Yes.
And
I saw that on that. I followed the one guys on YouTube that do the self-protection shit. And the guy in my story had a family. He had a wife and kids, which makes it worse. I agree with you. If I'm there by myself, it's different. If I have them with me, my number one goal is their safety and getting them the fuck out. That's one of my worst nightmare situations too, by the way.
Yeah.
Is being in a Walmart or being somewhere crowded and a horrible, truly horrible event like that starts to unfold. I'm all for protecting people. I am. But if I can get them out of the store or wherever safely, that's my number one. I'm not going to run through the store trying to execute somebody when I don't know what they look like, where they're at, where they're going, or what their intentions are fully, other than I'm automatically thinking the worst. They're here to kill everybody. Sorry, I got out of breath on that one. That steak hit me. But,
getting the meat sweats.
no, I'm completely fine.
I'm getting a little sweaty.
My diaphragm's all fucking, I'm distended.
You look a little sweaty.
Clammy?
Sweaty.
Just kidding.
Purple.
You're glistening.
Purple. I look purple. Good thought. Again, sorry we kind of froze you out on that.
Okay.
It's not that it's a topic you don't know anything about. It's just it's a topic Eric and we can kind of fucking riff on for hours and hours. But it's a very scary situation. If I was alone, if I didn't have a family, I'm sure maybe it'd be different in my mind. People's safety would be number one. But again, I'm not. I have some sort of pistol training and firearm training, but I wasn't in the military. I don't know how to clear fucking buildings. You know what I mean? And I don't know how to actively take out a shooter.
That's what I said the other night. We're not all Navy SEALs.
Yeah. I can do something.
We don't have that $1 million training, but there's things. It doesn't take much to make sure you're proficient.
Look at that kid in the mall.
Yes.
0 training, other than he did have his CCW training.
He took it upon himself to get the training and to practice and all that. It doesn't take much to be proficient and be responsible. But
Yeah. The other thing I was thinking of, well, there's 2 things I was thinking of.
so like I said, I'm 60-40 against them doing this because we lost that line. But the thing is, like, I always wonder why, or I always wonder if there is, anytime they pass a law, it's always some kind of blanket resolution or something that affects everybody, right? So somebody gets screwed. And by screwed, I mean like, or in this case, people who shouldn't have gotten a leg up did. Well, I guess everybody kind of won. No, not everybody kind of won. You see what I'm saying?
No, you're fucking all over the place. What's up, fam? How do you want me to respond?
It's good for law-abiding, responsible citizens.
Yes. Okay.
It's bad for law-abiding, responsible citizens because the non-law-abiding, not responsible people also have a leg up now. It just makes me wonder, like, what can we do to make sure that, like, these laws are more targeted, so that you're not screwing over the law. That's the problem.
There's such a gray area.
Yeah.
That any politician you ask about this is going to dance around it, and they're going to try and give you an answer, but they're not going to fucking know what they're talking about.
That's because they're not creative in any way.
I think
they want to go after the low-hanging fruit because it sounds sexy on paper.
Well, yeah, it gets them votes.
That's what they do.
So to answer your question, I think, or to go along with it, I don't think you asked the question, but I think it made good people more equipped to protect themselves in multiple situations. I think it made shitty, dumb people able to defend themselves. So yes, if I can change mine, I would go 50-50. I'd go 51-49. I'm still in favor of it, but not by much. What do you, babe? How do you feel? You know what law we're talking about, at least, right?
Yes, I know what we're talking about.
How do you feel? Because technically, by this law, I can hand you one of my guns in public, and you can just. I tell you how to use the safety of what's the business end, which I'm sure you know, but that's legal.
No, I know. I don't know.
Do you feel safer? Do you feel not so safe? Okay.
No, not at all. Especially like when we do go shopping and stuff. Like I want you there with me because what if something happens and I'm just there with Charles? Like
obviously I'm the bigger shield.
What am I gonna do? Like no, it's not
I'm
even
just
that.
kidding. I know.
It's not even that. Like
I know that's my.
I literally would freak out.
That's my biggest fear.
I wouldn't know what to do.
That's my just get to an exit and fucking go, run. That's my biggest fear is that I wouldn't be with you, and I.
Yeah, that's my that's why I heard.
That's why I text her like every 15 minutes when she's like somewhere without me with him. I'm like, you guys all right? What's going on? And I'm like fucking
it makes me nervous to be somewhere with him and you're not with us.
Because you can't prepare.
No.
You can't prepare for most of those situations.
I've had guys that were in the military tell me that. You train all day.
It doesn't fucking
prepare you for when the bullets start flying.
Yeah.
Well, not just that, just anywhere. There's 100 different scenarios.
Right, it can happen at any time.
Carjackings, fucking parking lots.
Yeah.
Child trafficking.
Lobbies.
Like,
see, that's those you can kind of prepare for. I'm talking about like the full-on like shootings. Child trafficking, you don't go places alone.
No.
People that have multiple kids and take their multiple kids,
I would
walking
die.
mobile kids to the store, I wouldn't be able to focus enough to fill a cart. That's why I prefer to go places with you, obviously. But, no, I'm talking more along the lines of targeted, like, shootings and stuff like that. Like the zoo. Let's say we go to the zoo, but it's the one day the zoo gets shot up. Where the fuck do you go? How do you release the fucking lions? No. Nobody fucking knows. There's no protocol for that. They're going to say there is. Oh, we have a code gray. That's all it is. It's a fucking gray area. You don't know. You know how they're.
Code gray. What the fuck are you talking
It's probably a code silver.
That's what I meant.
Jesus Christ.
Silver for the
Okay.
bullets.
It's a
But yeah,
silver.
like I'm not gonna release the giraffes and ride them into battle. Like that's not the
I
fucking.
would.
Shut the fuck up. Like let me hide in this gift shop. Like that's gotta be the go. Like let's do it. No, but you don't fucking know. And the only options are to be proactive as much as you can, i.e. carry,
You just have to be
or
aware
don't
of
go
your surroundings.
places. That's the only two options. Yes, be aware and carry.
Yeah.
Stay strapped. This was very, very
Morbid.
good conversation. Yes, very much. We're 1 hour exactly. Any closing thoughts, arguments?
That was a really
Comments.
quick hour,
It was
honestly.
very quick.
Was because we got into some good beefy conversation.
very
I'm
good.
sorry again if we
It's-
froze you out for like 20
It's
minutes.
okay.
Rachel's like, fuck, yeah.
Well, I served you up a softball with a marriage
I
question,
didn't-
and y'all just kind of looked at the ceiling and drooled.
I'm sorry, if that was a softball, you are fucking delusional.
Yeah. That was not a softball.
That was
bro.
a philosophical bomb you dropped
Yeah.
on
You
us.
think like if
That
something
was that was a code black.
Boys,
if I have something like that, would you guys rather know in advance?
that one, yes.
So I
Yeah.
could serve it to you in advance.
Yeah.
I would
If
like
it's
a-
served,
I would like
Yeah.
a,
and then
a
you get to chew on it for a
pre-assembly.
little bit.
Yeah.
No, I'd like us to riff on that together for a little bit because
Yeah.
I would want to know if we were going in the right direction. Like you served it to us, and we took
And
that every
yeah,
other direction
we,
other
like-
than where you wanted it because we weren't prepared.
No, we weren't.
But it was a good
At
it was a
all.
good question.
It
All
was a
right.
very good question.
Philosophical marriage questions slap hard.
At the very least, hopefully somebody listening is like, "It's a good question,"
Now they
and
can
then they go
ponder
fight
it.
with their wife over it.
Yeah, they can ponder it.
Come here, Lois. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, you can find us on Spotify, Amazon Music, Deezer, Ghana,
Gahana.
Harm's Way Podcast. Video will be uploaded to YouTube, Harm's Way Podcast. It'll also be uploaded to Rumble, the Harm's Way Podcast.
Oh, I need a Beano.
If you're looking on Rumble, and I have to say this again because Craig fucked it up earlier. If you're searching on Rumble, next to the search bar, it asks you to search by video or by channel. If you search by channel, Harm's Way Podcast, we come right up. If you search by video, I don't even know how far down we're buried,
It's
but it's a
probably
bunch of
down
shit
there.
that doesn't have any
Rumble, what in the actual fuck is
And
wrong
this is
with
like this is a known fact. When I was doing research and whatnot, a lot of people said that their search function's fucked up because
you guys are dog water.
you go search by video and you search Harm's Way Podcast. All the videos that come up do not have any of those three fucking words in the title.
So search it by Chanel, not video.
Yeah. Instagram,
He's gonna fight you.
Harm's Way Podcast. TikTok, Harm's Way 8993. Building another library of clips to dump on there.
Oh, good.
Yeah, I think we're up to like 20 videos or something like that.
The tiki
That you have
talk.
to give?
Yeah, I think so.
Great.
Tiki
Okay.
talk.
Yeah, we're at like
I'll have to
189
check. I don't
likes.
know. I'm gonna edit all this shit tonight.
I mean, y'all
8 or
been
9 followers.
Y'all been popping up on my For You page.
Yeah.
On the what?
For You page.
Like for you.
On what
Not
app?
4 and under.
TikTok.
Oh, okay. Wow. I mean,
No, it's
that could be based on your search history, which
No.
is probably.
it's just it's serving her up shit that she'll probably like,
Yeah.
and we're
Have you
starting
watched
to
any of our
follow.
videos on TikTok?
Yeah.
She's
I like.
like
That's
a lot.
part of the algorithm, though. It's gonna
Well,
look
yeah.
it's gonna look at what you looked at before and be like, hey, there's more of these guys.
Oh, whatever, Hawking.
Fight. Fight.
I'm gonna have to educate you on the internet.
Educate me so hard, internet.
There's a lot more I
Yeah.
thought you would have known by now, and yeah,
What do you mean? I know a lot.
about the internet.
Yeah.
Pornhub doesn't count.
Tell me. Wow. Ouch. There's your clip. My wife fucking burning me about porn.
All right, that's all I got. Close her out, Chief.
I'm still stuck on the Pornhub. but
You're welcome.
That was a good
Of
one.
course you are.
She's silent for the last half of it, and then just serves me up a third
Hey,
degree right there.
I had to get it in somewhere.
Thank you. Yeah, I say the same thing often, but
I got cramp.
No, yeah, that's all I got. Yeah, anything?
No.
All right, until next time, guys. Tuesday night, most likely, unless Eric gets mad at me and doesn't show up, which...
We'll film Tuesday night, but it'll be out Wednesday.
Whatever.
This one's going to be out tomorrow. Monday.
Monday,
The
Monday,
28th.
Monday.
Monday.
The year of our Lord 2022.
As uncomfortable as a butthole could be right now, but thank you guys. Like, subscribe, give us a comment. Still only rocking that one comment from good old Gare Bear. So, love you
Forgot
guys.
about that.
See you later. Bye.
Bye.
Peace.